What's up, guys? It's me, Spidey, and I just saw Infinity War, and like, oh my god, Jesus. Why did Thanos call T'Challa a nigga before he killed him? Alright, I'm joking. That didn't really happen. I didn't know that this past weekend was the sneak preview for Flames of Destruction. If I would have known that, if I wasn't lazy, I would have went, I would have did a pack opening, I would have showed it on video, it would have been cool, but I didn't get to do that because I didn't know. So, instead of me doing a pack opening video, I'm just going to discuss that whole set in general. I'm going to talk about what I think is the best stuff from this pack, and I'm thinking about what's the worst stuff from this pack, and overall, what do I think this pack is going to do to today's meta and today's format and all of that. So, if you're excited to hear it, click that like button right now. If you're already a fan of the channel, and if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button. And everybody, make sure you click that bell for notifications, especially since the fact that I've been inconsistent. I know that the video doesn't go to all you guys' subscription boxes. It doesn't pop up on your feed. So click that bell for notifications. That way you're always updated when I upload a video on this channel, because I'm trying to be more consistent. Let's talk about this pack. Flames of Destruction. Bad name. I swear to God, I thought this name happened years ago. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Pack names are always 3 words. It's blank of this or blank to that. Like, it's always something of something or this to that. Overall, I don't think that this set is going to introduce any new decks to today's, like, current meta. Like, I know they have that card for Ultra Geist that when you activate a trap card, a special summons itself to the field. That's cool and all. I know Ultra Geist do that, but honestly, I don't really see trap cards as a main front in today's meta, so I don't think this is what's going to push it out there, because if there's no real trap cards already in the meta being in Pendulum Magicians, and there's not really any trap cards in True Draco, there's not really any trap cards in Mech Knight Invoke, like there's not really trap cards being played right now, so I don't see how that's going to help Ultra Dice jump its way into the meta. So I don't think that's really going to affect it. But one of the best things from this pack are the Nightmare Link monsters. Everybody already has their opinion set on the Nightmare Link monsters. If you don't know what they are, they're basically a bunch of Link monsters that are generic Link monsters. So they have 2 links, they have 3 links, and they have a 4 link, and they're all generic, and each one of them have different effects, whether or not it be from monster, spell and trap card destruction, all the way up to the level 4 one where it stops people from special summoning. What do I think of the Nightmare cards? I don't think they're that big and bad. I think they're useful, but the fact that the extra deck is so tight already, and thankfully that they are generic monsters, but some of them are generic, so you can't scapegoat your way up to a level, you know, to a rank 4 if you're really smart with it, if it already works in your deck. So I think they're good, but I personally don't really see much worth, like, for the amount of cards that you want to add into your deck. I just look at the extra deck as a very limited space. You have 15 cards that you can put in there, so for like 4 to 6 monsters from this archetype going into that deck, I can't think of 4 to 6 cards that I would rather take out to put these in. I feel like there's already enough good enough Link monsters that fit this already, unless you want your whole fucking extra deck to be Link monsters just to add more mobility, but it just really depends on your deck and your playstyle. Also added a new Ghost Girl to this archetype. The new Ghost Girl, she just stops graveyard effects right now. Nobody cares about the graveyard, so that's not really doing anything for today, but a lot of people predicting that this card, you might want to grab this card right now, because you know, you never know, during a later format you can use it. During a later format, there might be a new archetype that does revolve and heavily involve the graveyard, and this Ghost Girl will help you knock that out, so that way you can hoard it, let it gain its price, and you sell it once that format finally comes. As me personally, I would not recommend that. Basically, this card is essentially a hand trap version of Necro Valley. Now, Necro Valley is a field spell card. Field spells can be searched out with terraforming, so I was like, it's like we kind of already have an easier way to get to that, so I don't really see a purpose for that. So it's like, yes, it is a Ghost Girl. It adds to the lore of the Ghost Girls, but we kind of already have that. So I don't really see a purpose for that. It's a hand trap. It's a one of Necro Valley. Lasts longer. You got multiple ways to search for it. You got Gravekeeper's Commander, and you got Terraforming to help search that deck out. So that's like 9 cards in a deck in total that you're going to draw versus possibly 3 of this. And whatever card you might want to use to search it out, it's not that searchable. Another card that has a lot of people talking from this set is Infinite Impermanence. Infinite Impermanence is a trap card that's basically kind of like Effect Veiler, but with more options into it. You can activate, it targets a monster and negates that monster's effect. Targeting is not that good. Most boss monsters can't be targeted, so that's just already, that's a red flag to me. It's not worth it. That's if you have it set, and then if you if your opponent if you activate it while it's set, it also can stop any spell and trap card from being used in that card's column. So that's kind of decent, but not really. And then also, if you have no cards in your hand, if you have no cards on your field, you can activate it from your hand. Now, people are like, oh, that's kind of real fast. Oh man, a literal another hand trap. It's like, yeah. But it's, at the end of the day, it's still a trap. It targets. I don't really see that being that useful today. You guys can argue that for me. I think it's, it's pretty cool, but I'm not adding this in none of my decks. Now, moving on to some of the worst cards in this set. Now, there's a lot of garbage in this set, but hands down, the worst card in this set, in my opinion, is Sekka's Light. Now, maybe I'm a little bit biased. I like Denko Sekka. I like Thunder King Ryu. I like that other card, Prosecutor Light Guard, whatever the card, but he's on the surfboard with 2,000 attack points. He stops summons. Whoever that guy is, I like him too. But Sekka's Light is it's the worst card. It's one of the worst cards I've ever read. Basically, it says, if you don't have any spell or trap cards in your graveyard, you can activate this card. You activate this card, you draw 2 cards. Now, after this card resolves, you can't activate spell or trap cards for the rest of the duel. What? And then if you want to, you can banish it from the graveyard and reveal one monster and you'll draw another card. You'll get this bullshit. If we don't get this bullshit the fuck out of here, this is the worst card I've ever read in my entire life. More of the worst cards in this set, we have some of the Elemental Lords and the Elemental, whatever they're called. Those cards are bad. These are the only reason why these cards are bad is because they're possible secret rares and ultimate rares in the set. And so that could kind of waste a big rarity. You get this card that's fucking useless because you get the card and most of them do nothing. Oh, if you have 5 of this, you do that. And then once it's destroyed, skip the battle phase. Like, this is dumb. I don't want this. This is garbage. I'm never going to use it. And you're wasting the space of a possible really good secret rare or a really good ultimate rare. So, no, I don't want this. This is bad. Worst card in this set is Trickstar Bella Madonna. This card is horrible, utter straight trash, purely because it's Trickstar. And if you know me, I hate Trickstars. And if you don't know me, guess what? Hey, my man, nice to meet you. My name's Spidey. And you know, one thing you want to know about me, I hate Trickstars. So this is Trickstars. This is trash. If you have one, burn it and, send it a picture to my Snapchat. And I will never read it, but I'll be very glad for the sentiment behind it. And from moving on from worst cards, I'm just going to talk about a couple of interesting cards that I think are in this set. This interesting, I don't think they're going to be really used in the meta. They might be found in some road decks. Some people might be playing them from this set. You have Topolopic Trisbania. Topolopic Trisbania has the same link markers as Decode Talker. And with that being, you guys don't know how many times I had to say that word. Now that it has the same as, that its ability is once a monster summoned to any of the pointers that it points to, you banish that monster and you get rid of all spell and trap cards. And that's kind of good, but I just don't. It may be in certain decks that really run heavily off their field spell card. That's where that's useful. But if not, I don't really see that being useful because not many people run a bunch of set cards face down, And that would help get rid of some of your those pendulum markers, the pendulum counters, and help get rid of pendulum monsters. That card is pretty useful against decks. Like, I see this being a really good side deck card. Good against decks that rely heavily on their field spell card or pendulum monster decks, because that really will help clear the board out. They have to reset it, they have to redo it again. That's really good stuff to do. So I think that's kind of useful. But it's too useful? No, that's really like you have to have a very specific matchup for that. So I think that's why that's a really good side deck card. Now, another card that I think is a really good side deck card is Iron Dragon Timaton. I hope I'm saying that right. Iron Dragon Timaton's a pretty interesting card. It may not even be a side deck card. It's probably going to be only used in anti-meta decks and things like that, or side decks, because its effect is very, very specific. I understand that columns are, starting to be the popular thing with Mech Knights and all of that, but this card's effect is like you can't normal summon it or special summon it outside of its own effect, and its effect is like you got to have 3 cards in that column. If there's 3 cards in a column, you can special summon it, and when it's special summon, it gets rid of all cards in that column, and also all cards in that column are now unusable. So it does take away your opponent's extra monster zone. If you want to use it correctly, it can take away your opponent's extra monster zone. It can take away a really good it can take away a pendulum a pendulum zone. It can really knock out really important spaces on your opponent's board, and that can really help you set up game. So I feel like that's a very, very interesting card. It's not the most useful of cards. It's not the most searchable of cards, but you can use this card, and I think it'll be really, really nice against the right type of opponent. So overall, I think this pack has a couple of interesting cards. Nothing really great, nothing really grand useful in it. There's a couple cards I like in it. There's a lot of cards I don't like in it. But overall, I think it's just a cool, nice little set. It being introduced to the game, I don't think it's gonna shake up Yu-Gi-Oh! And shake up the format of where we're at right now. But it's pretty cool. But that's what I think about it, guys. Tell me what you guys think about it. Comment it down below and let me know all your thoughts. What you think is good. Is there any cards that I skipped out on? Or you think the cards that I think are trash are good? Let me know what you think about my opinion. Also, guys, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, click that bell for notifications so that way you're always updated when I upload a video, because I'm trying to be more consistent on this channel. 2 videos a week. 2 videos a week. 2 to 3 videos a week. I'm working on it. So, I want you guys to work on that. And until then, you guys work on that. Go to the Discord servers and suggest topics and ideas to be talked about on the channel. So go to the Discord server, subscribe to the channel. Guys, if you want to keep up with me on any of my personal social media accounts, you got my Instagram, my Snapchat, my Facebook, and my Twitter. All those are at Evan Cumbest. So until then, I will see you guys next year in the next Infinity War, because that's where Spidey comes back. Da-da-da-da. Why they do that? Why they do that? For those of you who know why they do that, why they do that? Why did they do that?